What is up, book nerds? We're doing an NFL preference tier list. Think of this as a sequel to an NFL personal tier list where I set up what my favorite teams are. But a lot of my opinions have changed after this NFL season, and now we have audio, so let's get into it. First up, the Jets. The Jets, I'll give them a boost up into A tier. I do live in an area where we have a lot of Jets fans, and they are the sister team to the New York Giants. So I had to put them up into A tier. Never been one of my personal favorites, but green is my favorite color, and they're the closest NFL team to me, so they get up there in A tier. Next up, Ravens. The Ravens. I also am gonna put them in A tier. There will be a video that is coming up real soon called "How to Get Genuine NFL Merchandise for Free," and the Ravens, they're one of the teams that gave me that free merchandise. Stay tuned for that video. Next up, Chargers. They're F tier for me. None of my main teams share a division with the Chargers. They're just a team I could not give a crap about. They're a team I have no care for. I like Justin Herbert, but other than that, nothing excites me about this team. John Harbaugh being there is all right. I I thought they were freaking hilarious when Brandon Staley was there. Next up, Niners. S tier, the Niners. They've been one of my favorite teams because they're one of the main teams that I played with on Retro Bowl plus Yo Boy Pizza's franchise videos. The Niners were the first roster I actually memorized. Next up, Texans. I'll throw them into B tier. They are my Super Bowl pick this year. Debated a lot between them and the Lions. I really like this roster. I really like that they're a feel good story of being crap for so long. Speaking of which, the Lions, S tier. Now my fourth favorite team. I really like the Lions. I really hope they get a ring soon. They deserve it. They've been through the nightmare ringer. Next up, Bills. Um, I I'm gonna throw them in A tier. I will because I do have quite a bit of Bills merchandise, and they are one of the teams I wear the merchandise most often. So I'll put them in A tier. Plus, I root for them, but they're also not one of the main teams I root for, but I do like them. Next up, Chiefs D tier. This team fell for me a lot because the Chiefs winning the back-to-back Super Bowl. Like there are many more teams I care for that in the AFC that I way prefer to win a ring than the Chiefs. They've had their fun. They could go a decade without getting a ring, and I'd be just fine with that. After Rams, another team that has grown on me a bit. They're no longer my least favorite team, but they're still in bottom five. They are a direct rival to the Niners. Plus, due to Tom Grassi's NFC West Supercut, which the Rams were the main villain, I was rooting against them because I was really into that storyline. Next, Colts C tier. Another team's growing on me with the new roster. I Did I ever tell you this story, which might be prompt time since let's throw the Steelers in S tier. They're my favorite team in the AFC, but a story in which the Colts and Steelers are actually very connected. Because basically what happened was the Colts and the Jags were playing a game. This was when the Jags sucked. I think this is the year they drafted Trayvon Walker, well, the year before. And the Colts needed to blow this game to the Jags, in which they did. And then the Steelers needed to beat a hurt Ravens team, which they did. And then the Chargers and Raiders needed to not tie, which they would have tied if Staley didn't go for it, which is why Chargers are in F tier, Colts are in C tier. Bengals, I'll throw the Bengals in D tier. They're a team that's fallen. They used to be S tier, but since they got injured, there's a lot of teams I like more. Feels weird to have the Ravens above them since I've had the Bengals as my Stanford team in the West for a long, long time. But since the Ravens gave me free stuff, Bengals didn't. Ravens get above them. Browns F tier. I didn't like this team because I prefer all the teams in the NFC North more. Having a probable sex offender as your quarterback. Don't I may have just gotten demonetized for this. Thank you, Deshaun Watson. Other than Nick Chubb, Njoku, and a couple players on defense, this team doesn't really do much for me. Next, Falcons. Uh, Falcons, I'll put them in C. No, not the Packers. Falcons, C tier. They're a team that's fun to laugh at. It's a 28-3, but I do really like Freddie as a mascot. Next up, Packers, A tier. Very close to being an S tier. They would have been S tier if the Lions didn't exist. The Packers, another team like the Ravens, who gave me free stuff. Next up, Dolphins. This team fell. They used to be solid B tier. Now they're down C tier, least favorite team in the NFC East. But I really do like the NFC East. It's just their fans are, per se, they're one of my least favorite fan bases to interact with on the internet. Not to roast any of you in the comments below. If you watch this video, you are not one of those fans. Next up, Titans, A tier. Another team that gave me free stuff. Other than that, they weren't really a team I cared about until they gave me free stuff. Next up, the Seahawks. C tier. I liked them a lot when they had Geno first started as quarterback. But other than that, yeah, they don't really got that much. And also, I want to see DK eventually get a ring, even if he has to leave Seattle for that to happen. Next up, Patriots. This one's a weird one. I'm actually going to put them in A tier. Just off the fact that my dad was a Patriots fan. The Commanders, F tier. Rival to the Giants, not that much fun to watch. The Cardinals, D tier. Liked them when Papa Cardinals was part of the East Saga, the West Saga. Other than that, not that much. Vikings, another team I have a lot of the same merch I have for the Bills. I have the Vikings version, so I'll put them in A tier. I'll move the Jets up to S tier because A tier is getting a little crowded. Broncos, D tier, because this team, they've given me absolutely nothing. Both figuratively and literally, they literally do nothing for me. Panthers, C tier. I really like their mascot, Sir Purr, but this team's been horrid for most of my time watching. Eagles, B tier. They used to be my fourth favorite team in the league. Now you see they're out of my top 10. They beat the crap out of us 2 times, and not the happiest about that. Raiders. The Raiders, C tier. I'll throw them in C tier because this is a team I really like Max Crosby, and Pierce could be interesting, but this team just does nothing for me. Though I do like Gardner's there now. Bucks, B tier. I like a lot of their roster. Even when Tom Brady was there, I liked them. Now that most of their legacy players are gone, legacy coaching players are gone, it's not the same. But hey. Oh crap, that was me about the Patriots. But for the Bucks, yeah, they're really good. Cowboys, F tier. I like interacting with them even less than the Dolphins. This team fell hard. Like, this is now, like, if I didn't have a Cowboys jersey, they're like bottom 6, I'd say. Oh, Giants, S tier, my team. Bears. Let's wrap this up. Speed round. The Bears, they are D tier. This team, they don't really do much for me. I like that DJ Moore finally got out of Carolina. I like a lot of the moves they're making. Maybe they can wow me, but not that much. Now, Jags. They were instrumental in the Steelers making that playoff run a couple years back, even though it wasn't much of a run. But the Jags, don't want to put them in D tier, but I'll put them C tier. Like them less than the Colts. Now they actually are my least favorite in the South. Now the Titans gave me something. Saints. The Saints are D tier. I do not care about this team. I'm sorry if I put your team low. Stay tuned for my video about free stuff. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit the bell notification to be notified when I upload next. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.